Tuesday, right? All the days blend together. Morning, Eamon. How you doing? Doing okay? Yay, more Twilight Princess, Eamon says. The superior princess, never to be kidnapped by some dude or held in prison in a tower. Well, she was turned into an imp, so... we can argue about which is worse. Alright. Let's get started. Just had to check to see all my multi-chats are working for... Look at that. That is beautiful. I do remember when it comes to like long Zelda games. Sorry, when it comes to long Zelda games, this one was pretty long. I mean, obviously now Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom take the cake for that, but at the time I think this was the longest Zelda game. I like the little gibberish sounds they give her. Sorry. Still waking up a bit. Okay, oh that's right, we gotta get a sword and the shield. So we gotta infiltrate our hometown. And it says a free imp or a trapped princess. Indeed, the length is one of the best things about Twilight Princess. Blep. Morning, New Game Plus. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. A little bit of a stutter there. I like how it changes from night to not night. A squirrel. Thank you for taking care of those bad guys. They made both the village and the forest a mess. They kidnapped the village children. But I know you're not one of them. I can tell because you smell like the trees of Ordon. If you run any trouble, try talking to the animals. We animals understand one another, so you'll be alright. Yeah, I didn't mean that as a negative that this game was long. I just meant it was something I remember thinking even in my first playthrough that man, this game is long. Is he fighting on the ladder? Yeah. Just practicing. Oh, that's right. This guy has a hawk. Alright, we got a sneaky sneak. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be able to get up there. About the shield. Not so loud. Why are they whispering about a shield? I remember one of my first attempts at posting some sort of content online was my way back when I started this whole social media thing. I thought I'd write articles for X because not many people write articles for X, and it is true that not many people write articles for X. But one of the ones I wrote was just a reflection on the whole damsel in distress trope and how it's basically been, you know, if you do that, that's kind of like anathema in video games and in movies. You never do the traditional damsel in distress trope because of modern sensibilities. And my point was, yes, of course, there's bad examples of it, but the trope in and of itself is not necessarily bad, so long as, you know, it's done right, and it can actually be a positive thing in society to have, you know, a situation where you have a strong, good male hero rescue a fair maiden. And for the most part, I'd say the Zelda franchise has stuck to it. Ow. But I guess maybe that's debatable. I wonder if people would consider the Breath of the... maybe at least Breath of the Wild has the whole damsel in distress trope, but Tears of the Kingdom... maybe not. I don't know. It's interesting. I gotta scare that guy. I know. Alright, hang on. I'll get to you in a second, Aiden. Hey, that guy. Okay, I know. Alright, hang on, let me catch up with this. This is actually... Eamon says this is actually one of the main complaints about modern games like Monster Crown. In older JRPGs, there's a big cataclysm event, often when you finally reach the bad guy and you think you're at the end of the game, but remember, you still have 2 more game discs. Yeah. This is our reality. How's it going, man? Not sure what that link's for, but thank you. Eamon says you can thank Anita Sarkeesian for that. Her Kickstarter back in the day and her rise to power was attacking the damsel in distress trope without understanding why it works and how it's tied to biology, you mean. Uh-oh. No game audio, and now it's flickering. Interesting. Yeah, why is it doing that? Everything back? Hang on, let me check this out. Oh, the audio is really low. Interesting. Alright, can you guys, okay, I think it's better now. Feedback, 1, 2, 3, testing. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. Yeah, and it 100%. It was definitely because of Anita Sarkeesian and other. You know, it wasn't just her, but there were others involved in that, and just in general, I think the culture was shifting towards a more what do you call it? I don't know how to say it. Basically, that there were to be no differences between male heroes and female heroes. Like when someone asks me, shifting towards a modern audience. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yes. I seek the sky. Is everything okay now, guys? Can you hear everything all right? It's not flickering. But yeah, shifting towards a modern audience is a good way to put it. But when I think of the whole strong female character type, and then you had more recently you had articles about interviews with Emily Blunt about how whenever she hears, oh, it's flickering again. Why is it doing that? Whenever she reads a script and it starts off with like this is a strong female character, she immediately is like, I don't want to do this because it's all one-dimensional characters. Let me know if the audio cuts out again, because it is flickering and I'm not sure why. Okay, how do I get out of here? Oh, doggy sense. But there was something lost in storytelling when that happened, because it made the strong female character very one-dimensional, if that makes any sense. Like back in the day, you had many different types of strong female characters, and two of which that I think are great. I mean, Éowyn from Lord of the Rings, Galadriel from Lord of the Rings, not the Rings of Power Galadriel, but the the Peter Jackson Galadriel. These were strong female characters, and I think the issue was strong became just a metaphor for strong became only means you have to be able to fight. If you can fight, if you can hold your own, then you're good. You don't have to worry about any kind of chauvinism or anything creeping into your story. And that's what I mean by one-dimensional. The strong female character became very one-dimensional in that they just were simply a female written as a man, rather than someone who's I would say, Galadriel from Lord of the Rings has strong feminine energy, but is a very strong female character in the truest sense. Alright, I gotta sneak up on this guy. See, this guy says the strong female character cannot be allowed to fail or have flaws because apparently that has become a statement about women themselves. Yeah, the whole Mary Sue debate issue, and you know, obviously there are counter examples even today, but it's just a pattern that many people have recognized, and that's just the way it is. There's so many patterns that we see in modern media. At some point, you start to wonder: is this a cultural sensibility that has crept into the way that men and women are framed in their relationship to one another, or is it actually true? Well, I mean, yes and no, I guess. I was thinking, yeah, in the article I wrote, I brought up Beauty and the Beast because I thought that was a good example of. It was a good example of both aspects of the damsel in distress at play. I know people have problems with Beauty and the Beast, but forget about that for a moment. But Beast was basically the the damsel in distress version that is good for men to emulate. You know, strength under control. There's a beast inside them, and they have to control themselves and save those weaker than themselves. And Gaston was the bad side of the damsel in distress trope, where, you know, there's literally no the whole trophyism and of just how he views women as a trophy and whatnot. Anyway, at the time I didn't have very many followers, so when I wrote that, you know, got some interesting comments. Not any real big pushback, but I wonder, you know, so many other people talking about that kind of stuff today that it's just part of the discourse online about any kind of medium. But definitely here in this game, I feel that the damsel in distress trope is definitely at play. Okay, hang on. Sorry, I got caught up talking. If you want to stay the time, you should return to the Twilight. Okay, good. Hang on, let me, Eamon says, I forget the movie, but there's a scene where Jack Nicholson, when he's asked by a big fan, he's playing a popular author, how do you write such amazing, believable female characters? His reply, I think of a man and I take away reason and accountability. Man, when was that movie? When did that movie come out? Jeez. Obviously, I wouldn't put it that way. Her reply, I think of a man and New Game Plus says, wait a minute, if it's made clear that women cannot be allowed to fail or have flaws that are that outcome, doesn't that become a statement about women infantilizing and all that? Kasuto is currently, and Farron Woods probably. I mean, yeah, it becomes both a statement about men and women. It's like, it infantilizes men. I mean, it infantilizes everyone because it boils down men and women to a caricature of themselves. There is a complexity, obviously. You know, it's like the Jack Nicholson thing is a joke. So it's not meant to be taken as any serious, like, critique of women. But that's what's happened to the writing of these days when it comes to relations between the sexes, is men and women have become caricatures of themselves. I think a great movie that maintains some awesome writing is usually those who don't actually try to highlight any kind of, like, make any comment upon sex and gender is Edge of Tomorrow. You guys ever see that movie? That's a great movie. And, you know, has nothing to say about the relationship between the sexes, but yet has, you know, Rita Vertasky, Emily Blunt. She's a strong female character in like the truest sense, one that women, you know, can look up to. And Tom Cruise, you know, he takes a subordinate role at first, but he is the protagonist. He behaves heroically, you know, and he grows in his own right to become the hero. It's like the hero's journey in that movie is definitely at play, and it's pretty awesome. Yes, the one with the time loop shenanigans. Also, headcanon. The light spirits in Twilight Princess are also the spirits of good in Spirit Tracks. I'd believe that. Yep, good movie, and even includes a woman of irrational nature around the end, unwilling to accept reality, so the man chooses not to include her in his final mission. The Scream That said, Edge of Tomorrow 204 is based on the 2004 Japanese light novel All You Need Is Kill by Hiroshi. Yeah, I've heard that. I've never actually read it. Is it similar, or is it just like loosely based off of it? Or another good one, another great one is Dungeons and Dragons, the new one that came out, Honor Amongst Thieves. that's another great movie. Again, the thing is about about these movies that I think of when someone asks me what's a great movie that has that says a lot without saying a lot about the relationship between men and women, are the ones that don't intentionally tackle that issue. It just portrays men and women in ways that are, I think, accurate. While at the same time, you know, does have a little bit of like, you have what's her name, Michelle Rodriguez, her character, the warrior, and then you have Chris Pine trying to be a good father to his daughter and get back his wife, but he's the bard, so he just does what the bard does. You disagree with the Dungeons and Dragons movie, though? You didn't like it? Fair enough. Also, the light. Imagine if the light spirits and the dragons met. Picked a different name. Scalies. I like how she wears the mask. I forgot about that. Link. So upset. I know, she is adorable. I want to know who designed, like, who wrote Midna's dialogue and how they came up with her. Because as I'm playing this again for the first time in decades, it's like she really is a really well-written character for the silent protagonist. I know I mentioned that last time, but you know, Navi had pretty much no personality. Tattle had more personality, and this is, I think, a growth for the helper character, and why everybody loves Midna. Her scrambled voice is actually English? Oh, really? Is it just like sped up or something? How you can jump on them and bite their necks. Again, these enemies are cool, and we'll see how this plays out. We'll see how this plays out, but I'm anxious to see how Twilight Princess might fix the whole waiting issue that happened in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, about how many of the enemies you kind of have to wait for an opening to attack. Those enemies are cool because you don't have to wait for an opening, but you also have to think and utilize that attack to kind of hit them all at once, and then later on they introduce like the panels in between them, so you got to kind of herd them together. It's pretty fun. Okay, it's all coming back together. Oh yeah, when we played when we played not Majora's Mask, Metroid Prime 2. Metroid Prime 2, a lot of design patterns from this game and Metroid Prime 2 overlap, I feel like. New Game Plus. I'll take you there with my power. Which one will it be? Don't go running off. I guess you aren't stupid. Are the actual lines that she says. Oh, that's cool. Speaking of Eamon says, speaking of butchering things, you see the leaked photos from the upcoming Elden Ring set? Many a fan are very disappointed. No, I did not see that. Tell me now. I love Elden Ring. See, this guy says, imagine being able to fire a storm of fireballs to take out those shadow beasts. That's something Kasuto would do. Sounds like you need to make this game. Now that this game's a PC port, you can basically take all the assets from this game and remake the whole thing with a new protagonist. Hey, Tim. See, this guy says, or being able to use stasis from Breath of the Wild to prevent one from shrieking the others back to life. Yeah. That's the great thing about these PC ports, is that they're all written, I think, in C# or C++, I can't remember. But it makes it much easier to... Oh, man. Much easier to mod and whatnot. Nora, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Probably C. Two down. Oh, wait. Did I get the PC port via GitHub or... There's a guy on X. I forget his name. X doesn't have its own account for this. It was just, I happened to be to share with the right guy. But if you go on X and you search for Twilight Princess Dusk, you'll an account will pop up, and usually they'll be like, we're launching today. So you go there, and there's its own website, and it will identify which system you have, and you download it, okay? Then you run the exe, and it brings up pretty much the title screen that you guys see when I start the stream, and you hit play, and it will ask you to identify the game file, which you can figure out how to obtain. And you basically put the game file in the same folder structure, and you just select it, and boom, done. It's really simple. It's not like setting up Breath of the Wild Second Wind. That was a nightmare setting that up. Yeah, all the PC ports seem to have their own kind of UI. Like even the Banjo-Kazooie one, the Mario Kart one, you just run the exe file, and it'll ask you to identify where the ROM is, and you just select it via file browser, and then you're done. Pretty simple. I'm doing good, Nora. Good to know the analyze games and this cultural impact and all. Thanks. I'm just trying to learn. I mean, I haven't said it in a while, but you know, one of my main motivation, aside from the fact of I wanted to try to do something that was productive as well as fun with the early hours of my day. You know, I don't just like video games. I care about I care about the discourse around them, and I think, you know, if you've been watching me for a while, I hope I've communicated that stories are very important, and humans get influenced by stories more than we think we do, more than we'd like to admit. And the types of games that we have, both in the story that they tell and in the structure, can actually be helpful for people or hurt them. So yeah, it's been a while since I've stated that, but you know, it bothers me when people online are just like, just shut up and enjoy the game. Stop complaining about yellow paint. It's like, no, I think I don't want games to be dumbed down. I want them to be considered high art, and I think that starts with how people talk about video games and view them. New Game Plus says, if you ever get in touch with the modding group and they're on board with making a ridiculous mod, Kasuto is almost through the Forest Temple. Tim says, Amen, much better. Got a great night's sleep. Much better. Okay, double night's sleep from Tim. Nora says, I'm doing something different. I hope I'm doing something different. Thank you, I appreciate that. That is the goal. I mean, there are plenty of channels out there that, you know, are critical of video games, and I'm sure that there are others that are similar to me. Just trying to throw my 2 cents in. Which, when I think about, it's every I feel like if you're trying to be a social media influencer, you got to have at least a little bit of I'm partially joking when I say this, so nobody get offended. You have to have a little bit of narcissism in the sense that I think what I have to say is important and I want people to hear it. So I have to kind of think about that, you know. Do people actually want to hear what I have to say? And I think maybe. But I want to contribute to the conversation, you know, because as we've all witnessed, the whole Gamergate debate didn't end, it just evolved. And I think that that's one of the most important debates in the gaming sphere. Thanks, Nora, I appreciate that. That and, despite being around for over 50 years, video games are still derided in a lot of communities. Just the public in general. Even though video games are one of the most, you know, the biggest entertainment medium out there right now, it's still something that a lot of people think as just childish or a waste of time, or, you know, and for the life of me I can't understand why, or dangerous, or causing people's brains to rot. It's really frustrating when you still see that kind of discourse happening. Where am I going here? I think I missed one. Where'd they go? The Legend of Zelda Dog Simulator. Literally, thanks, Bong. Eamon, just call me Bong. New Game Plus says, Paki, if there are really no stopping the expansion of Twilight, my cane could help people break through the wall of the Twilight and enable safe passage to the world. New Game Plus and Seek the Sky are keeping us updated on the... I did miss 2. Dang it. Ugh. I'll have to go back. Seek the Sky, endless TV and YouTube Shorts is the real brain rot. I agree. I've noticed this in my kids. Okay, when I was a child, and I imagine most of us are around the same age, just based on the demographics of who listens to me. When we were kids, we didn't have access to endless entertainment, and we had like 4 movies in the house that we watched endlessly. It was like The Sandlot, Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, Aladdin, a lot of the Disney movies. And, you know, those movies you got to know really well because you didn't have endless entertainment to consume. And video games, too. I only got a new video game on my birthday and on Christmas. And so you were forced to replay these games over and over and over again, and you developed a deep love and knowledge of the game and the game world and whatnot. And now today, my kids have so much content that when I sit down and be like, and we give them screen time on the weekends, it's they know that there's a lot to watch. And as soon as they get bored with one thing, they know that they can just endlessly look around and find something new, or something new to watch or new to play. And sometimes we're just like, no, you're gonna watch this again, because I don't want to take the time to figure out what you're consuming, because you can't trust anything these days. That is a big difference. So there's the amount of media, and then shorts. I do as someone who makes shorts and has a shorts channel. Shorts are definitely something that it's training people to only consume short form content, because attention spans, I do think, have decreased overall. Which is why a game like Twilight Princess, it's so long. Well, maybe I should backtrack a bit, because long form podcasts like Joe Rogan episodes, those are still a thing. People still like long form content, and they can sit and listen to a conversation. But I wonder what the demographics are that are like how many kids engage with 1 hour plus podcasts versus shorts. Where are you, bugs? Catch up with the chat. Nora says, well, buddy, why don't you make your channel a bit different too? Try making some changes to your design. Time is a big issue, Nora. Just pretty much this is the time I have to play and a little bit extra to fiddle with things. So slowly over time, my design will change. Eamon says, oh, seeing some people play Dusk, many mods swapping out Link for Linkle while also upgrading other things. 4K. I looked into the 4K texture pack. It's not an easy thing to do. You have to make sure that you have certain other... It's not just diving into the file structure. There's no easy mod swap or mod system yet for this. I decided against it for now. I'm sure someone will create something easy. YouTube has infinite shorts, and some of them are generated. Yes, 100%. It's a squirrel scorpion. Twilight cleared. Twilight said maybe there's hope after all. Spirits of light. Yeah, there's so much about this game that it's like a one-time appearance in the Zelda lore, and then you know, well, maybe not so much, but I feel like these guys are pretty underutilized in the lore. In as far as like their connection to other things in the Zelda mythos. But I guess every Zelda game kind of has stuff like that. Yeah, Nora, if you want to hop on the Discord, there's a link to it. You can join there, and maybe we can chat after the stream today. Links to the Discord should be in the description of these videos. Open to hearing ideas. I don't have much money to spend right now for things like that, but possibly in the future. Yep, I got Instagram. I'm on all the socials. Yeah, there should be an Instagram link there too. If there's not, just check out my X. Brave Jay. Dark power rests in the temple deep within these woods. And a really weird monkey. Yep, sure, you can hit me up on Instagram. So I know I'm talking over this is just because I assume people have seen this before, but I really do appreciate the as I mentioned before, the world building of this game. It's as if this is what they envisioned Ocarina of Time could actually be like, but due to hardware limitations, they couldn't do it. As much as I love the Hero of Time, the design of the Hero of Twilight is pretty awesome. He's got the chainmail underneath, the greaves, the long hat. Much better than the Hero of the Skies, in my opinion. New Game Plus says, also I've been getting my dad to play Breath of the Wild. He's been... Oh no. Thanks for the follow, Nora. I appreciate it. He's been quite clumsy, but I think he's finally starting to get hooked. He finally escaped the Great Plateau. I am the hero now. Sure thing, Nora. I'll check it out later today. Eamon says, no, this is my first time watching this game. It's all so new and amazing. Can't believe a Zelda game can be this good. They should make more Zelda games like this. Eamon, I can hear the sarcasm in your voice. Just dripping through the screen. Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, okay. I did hear, again, this designer I follow on X. Oh, what's his name? Oh, I forget his name. He's making sheep blast. I've mentioned him before. I need a key. But he made a claim that the last true Zelda game was Twilight Princess. Even because Skyward Sword was so linear with its world and how the game progressed, he didn't really count it as a true Zelda game. This was the last one we got. It's a good choice as a favorite Zelda game. I'm not gonna lie. What? Oh, I thought I... Oh, that's not the way. Oops. How can I... When I talk to nasty soup guy, you're right, I should talk to him. There's so many monsters. I do want to get back there. No, I don't have the money. Sorry. Sorry, guy. Seeking this. Thanks, Eamon. There is autosave in this, by the way. That was a quality of life thing they added. You stray from the path, turn back, complete your mission. Sonic Frontiers. Continue playing? Yes. Yeah, I wonder why... I mean, my top... If I had to pick my top 3 favorite Zelda games, it would be Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Breath of the Wild. I don't have any hate towards this game. If I had to then rank the other ones, Link's Awakening, any version of it would come next. What, a 5th slot would probably be Twilight Princess for me, I would say. I've never completed Skyward Sword. Tears of the Kingdom was a lot of fun, but marred by Breath of the Wild. The Oracle games were a lot of fun too. Oh, the 6th spot would definitely have to go to Link Between Worlds. That's a great game. And also broke the whole Zelda structure. If you've never played Link Between Worlds, you should play Link Between Worlds. It's a lot of fun. I'd love a some sort of port of it to the Switch or something. Kasuto's currently on his way to the Forest Temple. Eamon says, I still remember how amazing Link to the Past was. Playing as a kid was fantastic. Yeah. Again, I played A Link to the Past, but I didn't own it. I had to borrow it from a friend. And it was just one of those things where for some reason it didn't capture me like some other games did around that era. It wasn't until Ocarina of Time for me was that first game that really got me hooked on the Zelda series. So when I make this list of my favorite Zelda games, it's not a comment on quality even, but you know that does play a part in it for sure. But Link to the Past is definitely a masterpiece of a game. It just didn't hold the same impact for me. Game's stuttering a bit. I wonder why. I'm at 80 FPS. If I remember correctly, the end game kind of collectathon at the end of this one wasn't too bad. I just want to get out into Hyrule Field. That's what I want to do. I'm starting to try to think of... I was talking to this video editor I know, and he mentioned that how when I name each episode on the thumbnail, put, you know, what I'm playing in part 1, part 2, part 3, but on the actual YouTube title, name it something else, because if people see part 5, they're not really going to click it because that's the 5th part. They want to go to the first part. So I've been trying to name each episode something different. So, you know, initially when I stream, it will be part 1, 2, or 3, but after, you know, YouTube processes it, I want to come up with a clever name. So as I'm playing, I'm trying to think of, like, what would be a cool name for this episode. Twilight Princess, a damsel in distress. That'll get people's attention. I only mention that because I figure you guys are quite clever and witty. You could help me create some cool episode titles. That's right, I can learn the cool sword techniques and stab them on when they're on their backs. Eamon says, my first experience with Ocarina of Time was at Walmart. A Nintendo rep was there doing a racing contest for prizes. Can't remember the name of the game. After the contest, I hung around talking to the rep and got a free Nintendo Watch. And as we were talking, the Walmart employee swapped out the game and display with a golden cartridge of Ocarina of Time. My surprise and wonder at the game had the rep confused and didn't understand why I was excited. That's awesome. That's a cool story. Do you still have the watch? Should see if it's worth anything. Here he is. The hero of time. Someone needs to create a mod to make this character have more about his design that reminds me of the hero of time. A sword wields no strength unless the hand that holds it has courage. You are weak. But your current power can be disgraced to the tunic you wear. You must use your courage to seek power. And find it you must. Only then will you become the hero whom the world desires. If you do find true courage and you wish to save her from the heroes that now faces, then you'll be worthy to receive the secrets I hold. Enemies that are filled with energy will quickly recover. The ending blow. Finish it. that's a really cool. I mean, I remember when they put that in. That is such a cool callback to Zelda, to Zelda 2, where you could stab your sword down. Take your wait. What did he say? Man, I should have gone back and read that. The howl with the sound of the wind. A sword wields no strength. Okay, we already said that. Farewell. Yeah, someone needs to make a mod to make him like a combination of the typical green tunic Link and what he is now. I really do suspect that the whole "that is the hero of time" idea came about after he was created. I love that, even though it kind of makes no sense. Alright, hang on a sec, gotta go back a bit. Kasuto's now left the Faron Woods and is Hyrule Field. And he says, nah, I lost the watch along with my entire Pokemon card collection, all my remaining Nintendo console, Game Boys, etc. when my mom stopped paying for her storage until they were they were all stored in. Oh man, I'm sorry. That's brutal. A moment of silence for Eamon's lost video game collection. Seek this guy says the hero shade, the hero time after meeting a terrible fate. And it says a very sad day. I had base set to the gym sets, many first editions, Mew certification. Oh man, you could have lived off of that for the rest of your life. Ugh, that's sad. I'm gonna be depressed all day now because of hearing that. Thanks, Eamon. Manipulating into furthering evils, Dark Time, the hero time lingers in despair, having never taught his skills to future generations. Oh man, seriously, I need. Oh, I can go back and buy it. Okay. Yeah, really. Whoever bought that storage unit, jeez. Okay, time to get... I got a scoop. Scoop. There you go, Afro Bird. Oh, I put it away. There we go. Okay. Don't want it to run out like last time. Here we go. I like how all the enemies in this game and in Zelda games in general just kind of disappear into a puff of smoke because it it lends itself well to the whole these are evil creatures that were created by malice or gloom or whatever. Kind of supports the whole view of monsters in games that they're irredeemable and connected to evil, which makes you slaughtering them much easier. Can I should be able to jump. Because you know there's that whole debate about orcs and whether or not orcs should be, you know, stick to their roots of just being an evil race controlled by evil and spawned by evil versus just another, you know, just another people group that look different. You know, if you read Tolkien's works, that yes, there is a letter where he apparently he muses about if orcs can be redeemed or not because there were once elves. But in the story itself, you never get that. The orcs have become so bound to evil that they're just a force of nature, really, and there is no redemption for them. Which I think in modern fantasy is an idea that's quite lost, which is unfortunate. I think the idea that someone can become so evil that they're irredeemable is an interesting philosophical topic, I think. And it says the universe wastes nothing. Energy simply moves from one form to another. My lantern is burning. Thank you, Seek the Sky. Dekunat. Isn't there a way for me to, like... I thought there was a way for Link to jump as he's climbing. Hang on, monkey. My dog is snoring really loud. Can you guys hear that? Listen. So make sure the mic's not picking that up. Okay, good. Forget, how do I kill this thing? More importantly, how do I raise my shield? Is my shield raised? Okay, good. Yeah. Finish it. You think you heard it? Eamon says, I side with Stannis Baratheon, Game of Thrones. A good act does not wash out the bad, nor bad act the good. Each should have its own reward. You are a hero and a smuggler. Hey, buddy. Bloop. I think there's definitely a point where on the same philosophical topic of good and evil, there is a point where a person could become irredeemable in the sense that they'll never ever make the choice again to do to become good, in the quote unquote good. But you know, in fitting with my worldview, it's not for me to judge that. It's not for me to determine when a particular person has reached that point of no return. That I would say, like, I would have to leave to God to make that call. Come on. Oh. I need the boomerang. Like, I think it's... If we were to contextualize this in Zelda, I think Ganondorf is a particular character where he's reached the point in the mythos where he's completely irredeemable, hence Calamity Ganon. Which is why I'd be totally against any future Zelda trying to give Ganon a sympathetic backstory, or Ganondorf a sympathetic backstory, or have a redemption arc, or something like that. I think that would completely cut against a lot of what the Zelda lore has built over time. And it says, basically, there is no redemption, only justice. TV tropes call that moral event horizon. Oh, that's a cool term, the moral event horizon. I like that. There was Wind Waker. Was he portrayed more sympathetically in Wind Waker? I can't remember. Yeah, let me know. I'd be happy to be to stand corrected. Seek the Sky. I can't remember. I mean, I've played Wind Waker a lot, so I thought he was portrayed pretty normally in that one. Eamon says, Darth Vader was irredeemable after killing all the younglings and mercilessly hunting down all the remaining Jedi, yet Luke believed good remained. He believed he was redeemable. Yes, that is true. Exactly. So that's why that's what I mean when I say it's not for me to judge. It's like there could be a point where someone reaches that moral event horizon, to use that term, but I should probably view most people as being redeemable, and that they need, to do what I can to try to help them, if that makes any sense. That being said, in a lot of stories with characters that do horrible things, that do go on a redemption arc, there comes a point, I think, where the story itself demands that the character face some kind of justice, like death. Vader killing Anakin Skywalker killing the kids was, I think, one of those points where, like, okay, this guy did absolutely horrible things. He can be redeemed, and he still needs to die. There's it'd be like if, like, I don't I follow very very tangentially the Boys show, but I watched the first season, and like someone like Homelander, to put him through a redemption arc could happen, but he still needs to die because of all the horrible things he's done. And if you've seen Breaking Bad also has a similar thing where Walter White is the protagonist, and he does go through growth, and have some sort of redemption, but he needs to die in order for the story to actually coalesce around some sort of idea of morality. Okay, monkey. What am I supposed to do here again? I wasn't paying attention. How do I turn into a... Oh, I need to go back out and get... Oh, she's leading me. Okay, that's right. Whee! Hang on, I gotta back this up a bit. Okay. Seek the Sky says, somewhat. Ganondorf was still evil through and through, but his backstory is expanded upon. My land lay in a vast desert. No matter when the winds came, they carried the same thing, death, but in Hyrule, the winds brought something other than suffering and ruin. I coveted that wind. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Imagine if they had made a story showcasing Ganondorf just prior to Wind Waker, just Ganondorf as a castaway and gradually accumulating power while ruminating on the past. While Demise's influence remains dormant in him. Yeah, that's a good point, Seek the Sky. Yeah. Which I'd be okay with that. Okay, because it's almost I know people disagree, but I think Thanos in Infinity War was a great villain because even though his intentions were quote-unquote good, he was so jaded that he just didn't... he was willing to commit evil for the greater good, which is evil. Yay! This thing is just... I want to know who designed this. Where they are now, and what other games they worked on. That's what I want to know. This thing... What were they thinking? You met Akko. If you call her in a dungeon, she will let you out and allow you to return when you want. Set her... What is this based off of? Does anybody know? This has to be a Japanese cultural thing. Eamon says Skylar, like Rose in Titanic and Jenny in Forrest Gump, is the real villain of their stories. You're right. There was room on that raft. She could have let him on, but she chose not to. Seek this guy who mixed birds and people in reverse. Mix them correctly and you get Rito. Mix them backwards and you get a freak of nature. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. We already have bird people. It's like when people try to do like a centaur with other animals, and then someone made a horse centaur. It's basically just like a regular horse, but its head is replaced with the upper body of another horse. So it's like a six-legged horse. Okay, okay. What? What's the problem? Oh, it's a spider. That thing, either or, Rito equals human plus bird plus Zora. That thing, human plus bird. This guy says, imagine if Ganondorf had a moment of reflection, remembering when he chose to enter the Temple of Time instead of Hyrule Castle, and wondering why he did that to begin with. I saw something even more cursed, a human centaur. Oh. Yeah, that would be a cool idea. Hey, Enchanted. Thanks for joining the stream. Hope you're doing well. Hang on, I gotta back this up. Tim says, I like to imagine that they had to give it such a cute theme song so often, so to soften how horrifying it is. See, this guy says, I saw something even more cursed, a human centaur, a centaur with the lower body of a human. So a human torso sticking up from human shoulders. Okay, Eamon says, the fan theory is that the Akko from Zelda Twilight Princess are based on surreal creatures from Enchi Escher's painting. Another... Oh, yes! That's right. Yeah, you're right. I think I've seen that before. But in the lore itself, the Akko in this game are said to be the founders of Hyrule. They're the sky beings, and they come down and they found Hyrule, right? Enchanted02 says, make them like artists who are very experienced and highly skilled at their job. Did I miss something? Sorry, I don't know what that's in reference to. Enchanted, but thanks for joining in. Thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. Tim says, I'd love to see a mod where they replace the song with something kind of like light horror score. You should do that, Tim. Do that, Tim, and I will, if you write the light horror score for that, I will find a way to make that a mod for this game and I'll put it in. Let's try that. I'll hit up the modding community. We'll put it on Nexus mods, and then we'll make it. We'll try to make it initially so it only plays when they show up, but maybe we can make it like whenever they're near. Oh, I'm dumb. You hear it sort of creep into the music. By now, Kasudo has been crossed into the Elden border of the with the Kainapaki and bypasses the bridge using the hidden world using the hidden world. Ah, cool. Aha, I can't swim. Headcanon, the Akka only claim to be the closest to the gods because they have a sky city. Hylia only actually made them when she was drunk. It was so funny. As I started reading that Seek the Sky, I was all set to engage in such a big serious lore debate or lore discussion. Not that I disagree with you. And then I finished it. Hylia was born one wrong day. Wouldn't it? It's not Hylia though. Hylia doesn't create them. It's it would be. Is it Din? No, Din creates the rocks. It's Furor. Furor's the one that creates the creatures, I think. First of all, people use a webcam so they can build their personal brand. Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what I'm trying to do. Someday I'll get a green screen and you guys will just see me with the game in the background. Or I'll like clean up my office and and take a picture of it clean. Or, sorry, clean up my garage, take a picture of it clean and use that as the green screen so you don't see the mess in the background. Probably just the green screen with the game in the background. Can't afford that right now, though. Eamon says, Twilight Princess introduces the Aku. The internet is impressed. Thus, Nintendo introduced the Zonai, a goat people. Oops. Sounds good, Enchanted. Just hit me up there. My link should be somewhere in the descriptions to Instagram. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Just, you know, you guys stay right there. Just don't worry. I'm just gonna swing my sword around. No reason to clean anything. Just go full VTuber and grab a voice changer. I feel like I need an avatar. Like a little... Like, I'll keep doing me, but just like a little character. I have to keep doing me because it's the age of AI now, so you guys need to know that I'm a real person. I honestly don't even know if half of you guys are real. Except Tim. I know Tim's real. Unless he made an AI of himself and just put it on the channel. Oh man, could you imagine? You could make an AI agent of yourself that interacts with people's chats and just put them and set it up for different... Oh man, that would be diabolical. I see how it is. It's like that, I accuse everybody else of being bots, and then it turns out I too am a bot. It's that Far Side comic where the wolf stands up and he's in a sheep's clothing. And he's like, hang on a second, is anybody here actually a real sheep? And all the sheep are wolf in sheep's clothing. Wow, I cannot. I will say something that is lacking in this temple that I haven't just noticed is the music. I don't really notice the music. Maybe it's just me. Oh geez, I got ate by that like. Where's the bomb guy? Clankers unite. Dead internet theory. I do think there is something to dead internet theory, but at the same time, you know, it can't be that. There's so many people interacting online that I don't know. I don't know if it's as bad as people think. Maybe I could be completely wrong on that. I have absolutely no idea. I've never looked into dead internet theory. Run, 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 run. Nope. Ow. Stop. Pick it up. Ah. Oh my goodness. Hang on, I missed something here. Okay, Enchanted, yeah, share it with me. I appreciate it. Well then, to keep things cheap, you can just grab the boss of this dungeon as your avatar. Mushroom. Yeah, I'll check it. I'll check it. I can't do it right now. Enchanted. I gotta focus on what I'm doing here. Okay. Okay. I need a heart. Give me a heart. Come here. I don't know if I have enough time. Oh, can I draw it over here? Can I, like, lure it? Come here. Come here, bud. Yeah, there we go. No. Ugh. Oh, that's right. I get the boomerang. And I can grab them from afar. That away. Never mind. Yeah, I think I need to, but I think I need to, oh no, this won't work. Don't I need the boomerang first? Or now that I have 2 monkeys, I think there's another area I can get to. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do with him. Yeah, I gotta get over there. Yay! I've talked too much this episode. I'm just like, okay. Time to finish things up. Eamon says, please shut this down alongside other projects like the Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie ones as well. That'll force them to buy your hardware to play these games. I knew it. Eamon's a shill for Nintendo. He's just been a Nintendo bot all along. We posted one of those comments. Alright, actually, before we continue this... Items. Come here, demon chicken. Did you want to leave? I can warp you right out. You can turn right here. Ugh. Oh. This is Oko Jr. Anytime you want to warp back to the spot, you can ask him. Ugh. What a nightmare. See, this guy says leave the multi-billion dollar company alone. Basically, I quoted a guy on the Dusk post calling Nintendo on him. Oh, man. I mean, Nintendo hasn't shut down any of these ports yet. I think, honestly, I think they're more concerned with the hurting of sales. Like they shut down the more recent Switch emulation, I think, mostly because it's current generation, which I don't honestly I don't blame them in some sense if they're losing millions and millions of dollars every year because of pirating games that are you have access to and can pay good money for. I think you should. But, you know, older games like this that are stuck on systems, I think Nintendo's more concerned with other things. I could be wrong, though. But definitely not going to clip that one and make a short of it because people will jump down my throat on emulation. Also, I wonder if anybody here is as into urbanism as I am. Probably not. What do you mean by urbanism? See this guy, this? Urbanism is the study and design of cities focusing on how people interact with the built environment, including walkable streets, mixed that sounds interesting. You can take a break. You can check it out. It's better for me. Yeah. All right, guys. So it's that time again. Thanks for hanging out. Enchanted, Seek the Sky, New Game Plus, Tim, if you're still there. Who's the other person? Another person on Twitter, Nora. Yeah. Also, thank you for hanging out, Nora. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate it a lot. Let me see here. Oh, save. I gotta save. Otherwise, that could be bad. I don't think I needed to use the Akko, but I did. Yeah, okay, so that's going to be it for the week for Twilight Princess, unless Pragmata ends up being done in the next 2 days. So we're going to finish up Pragmata, hopefully in the next episode or two, and then we'll jump right back into Twilight Princess, and we'll work in another game. I might try to finish Shinobi. I don't like leaving games unfinished. So right now, and that means I also have to finish Breath of the Wild. But we can't have 2 Zelda games running at the same time. It's just not good. Okay, let's see. What did I miss here? Because it's about my cat. Well, see Kasuto's quest and perhaps the urbanism discussion. Yeah, sorry, see this guy. Bring that up. I am interested in urbanism, especially as it could possibly relate to like game development and whatnot. You know how like World of Warcraft is studied in sociology classes, that kind of thing. Looking forward to Steam Next Fest. Yes, I was approached by a creator, an independent game designer, who made The Severed Gods. He's debuting his demo on Steam Next Fest. So just before I go on vacation for 2 weeks, Steam Next Fest is happening. I'm going to do another week of demos, highlight some cool games that are coming out. So yeah. Yeah, just send it to me on Instagram, Enchanted. I'll check it out in a minute. But yes, Next Fest, we'll check out some more cool demos and highlight some more indie devs. But that's not for a few weeks. So yes, we'll continue this on. We'll continue with Twilight Princess and Pragmata, finish those games up. Oh, a roguelite Octopath Traveler. Interesting. Maybe it will be better than Octopath Traveler. I didn't really like Octopath Traveler. Okay, I gotta run. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow.